All right, what's up, everyone? Let's go over these new set of notes. We're still doing quadratics, so we're still working with those U-looking shapes. Except this time we're going to be doing what's called roots and intercepts. Right? And just so we're on the same page, roots, X-intercepts, and zeros all mean the same thing. They're all the exact same thing. All right, and let me show you what they are, though. And they're really easy to find on the graph, especially if you have the graph, they're easy to find. What else? And we'll be using Desmos, so it's not going to be that hard, right? All right, so the roots, X-intercepts, and zero. So when we have a graph, right, we got a graph, and then we got one of those U shapes like this, right? Well, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Right here and right here, that's where the parabola crosses the x-axis. These right here are called the roots and the x-intercepts and the zeros. So whatever number should be there, that's the answer. So like, let's say this right here was like number 2, and over here this was like number 5. That's the answer. 2 and 5, and you're done. Okay. It can also work the same way. Like, it doesn't always have to go like that. When it crosses 2 times, that means you have 2 x-intercepts or 2 roots. Okay. Can you only have 1? Yeah. What happens if the graph was looking like this? Like that. And it only touches the x-axis 1 time. Well, that means you only have 1 root. And like, let's say this was like, I don't know, -3 or something, right? There you go. That's the root, -3. X equals -3. And then you can also have, one that could be like this. And that doesn't even touch the x-axis. If it doesn't touch the x-axis, then this one has no roots. Or no x-intercepts, okay? And that's pretty much all you need to solve this, I think. But let's go over here. So remember, I'm doing the, what do you call them? The evens, right? So number 2. How many zeros does this parabola have? Remember, zeros are the x-intercepts. So wherever it crosses the x-axis. So here's my graph. That's the x-axis. This is the y-axis. It crosses it right here 1 time. It crosses it 2 times. So how many zeros do I have? We have 2 of them. And that's it. You're done. Let's go to number 4. How many solutions does this graph have? How many times does it touch the x-axis, right? And the x-axis is this one right here. How many times does it touch this? It touches only once, right there. Only 1 time. So that would be 1 x-intercept, 1 solution. Remember that. Did I write that up here? Okay, another word here is also called solutions. Solutions. Sorry, I forgot. So roots, x-intercepts, zeros, and solutions are all the same thing. So I go to number 6. Now number 6 says something different, so be careful when you're doing this. Find the y-intercept. What the heck is the y-intercept, sir? It's where the line crosses the y-axis. But there's no graph. Well, it's no problem. We can use Desmos. Again, I will close it. That way I can show you how to get there. That way we all learn how to get. I'm sure, hopefully you know how to get there already by yourself. So I'm going to search Desmos on Google. Click the first one and then click on graphing calculator. And then we're just going to graph it. This one says y equals 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. So I'm going to screenshot this. I want to show you some stuff. Well, first, let me click on the point so we can see what's going on, right? Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in here. Now this one is the x-axis right here, and this is the y-axis. Does it cross the x-axis? Right, so does it touch this the x-axis here? No, so it has no x-intercepts, it has no roots. But remember, it didn't ask for the x. This one was tricky, trying to trick you. It was asking, what are the y-intercepts? Oh, so does it cross the y-axis? Yeah, right there. Right here. And this point is right there. So that's the point, 0, 1. Or it can be written y equals 1. Or the answer could be just 0, 1. Just depends how it's written on your assignment. All right, so we have 0, 1, or just 1. And that's for the y-intercept. So 1. The answer is just 1. There you go. Now what, number 8? What is the, oh, again, y-intercept, trying to trick you. Trying to trick you, all right? Y-intercept, you come over here. And this is the x-axis, right? But we don't want x, we want the y-intercept. So does it cross the y-axis? Yeah, right there, the number 5. So then that would be your y-intercept. And then you have to figure out what point is that? It's 0, 5. So 8 is letter D. Now what, number 10? What are the green dots called? What are the green dots called? So what do you call when they cross the x-axis? Remember, so it's crossing the x-axis. What is it called when it crosses the x-axis? Well, any of the names that I put on the very first page. It can be called roots, x-intercepts. It can also be called zeros. And it can be called solutions. All of those 4 mean the same thing. Okay. Okay, now we're down to a regular question. Here we go. Number 12. Solve number 12. Like, how do we do this? Well, when it says to solve it, I'm gonna graph it. Except I'm not gonna put equals 0. I'm just gonna graph just that part right there. I'm just gonna put y equals, and I'm gonna put that, and I'm gonna see what happens. Y equals I know it says a squared plus 2a, but I can use x. It doesn't matter what letter we use. Plus, oh, that's not what I wanted. Plus 2x x squared plus 2x minus 24. And you're gonna go, oh, so I can't see it. Well, it's still there. We don't have to see it, right? Remember, we're just looking for these points over here. So I'm gonna click right here and get that point, and there you go. So those are the x-intercepts, right? It's not asking for the y-intercept, it's asking for the x-intercepts, and that's the x-axis. So negative 6, 0, and 4, 0. Negative 6, 0, and 4, 0. Remember, we have negative 6, 0, and 4, 0, right? You're like, what are the answers, sir? Well, it's right here. X is negative 6, and it's also a 4, right? They're just taking the first number of each one. So the answer is A. Now again, instead of me using the letter A on Desmos, I use the letter X because it's easy for me to use it. I don't have to go look for the letter A. Can we use it on Desmos? Yes, but I don't feel like going to go look for the letter A. So just use X. Okay. Here's number 14. Which of the following quadratic function has zeros at x equals negative 1 and x equals 3? Okay, so then I don't know. Let me come over here to letter B. Does it cross at negative 1? No, so then that's wrong, right? Here's letter D. Here's negative 1. Does it cross at negative 1? Nope, so then that's wrong. Here's letter C. Oh, it crosses negative 1. We got a winner. Let's check the next number. What does it have to be again? Negative 1 and, oh, and 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 3 is right here. Does it cross over here on 3? No. So then that's wrong. This one works because this is -1, and this is 3. So it crosses at -1 and 3. So 14 is A. Go to number 16 now. Find the zeros. Remember, I'm just going to put y equals in the front here, so I can graph it on Desmos. Close this. Y equals, what number are we doing again? Oh, 16. Y equals x squared plus 9x plus 14. Oh, no. Plus 14. There we go. And we want the zeros. So we want where it crosses the x-axis. So I want to click on these dots right here so I can get the x. I mean, we can click on all of them if you want, but I don't need them all, right? I don't need those. I only want where it crosses the x-axis. So -7, 0, and -2, 0. Remember, you can write it like that, or they can just use the first number. So it just depends. So it can be written -7, 0, and 2, 0, or they can just go copy the first number. So -7 and 2. -7 and 2. Oh, there's a problem here with the key. Put B on number 16. I'll go change it right now. So this is not going to be the B. The B should be written, I'm going to write it down as -7, 2. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so B is the answer here. Did I do it right? Y equals 9x squared plus 9x, x squared plus 9 plus 14, yeah. -7 and 2. -7 and -2. Oh, -2, that's a 0. So the answer was already there. The answer is B. That's my bad. Ha. There it is. -7 and -2. I thought it was wrong, but no, it was right. We're good. Because it's a -7 and a -2. Number 18, find the roots of, remember here I'm just going to put a y equals in the front so I can graph that. So number 18, y equals x squared minus 3x minus 10. Remember, I want the roots, right? So I want the x where it crosses the x-axis. So this one and this one. So -2 and 5. -2 and 5. So right here, -2 and 5. And then the last question here says to solve this, which means to find the roots. Remember, we're not going to put equals 0, and we're going to put a y equals in the front. That way Desmos can do it for us. We can get rid of the equals 0 because equals nothing. I mean, it's nothing there, right? Don't worry about it. So let's graph this. Y equals x squared x squared plus 9x plus 20. Whoa, and you're like, look, sir, I can't see what's going on. Like, it looks very tricky, right? So I'm going to zoom in and zoom in and zoom in some more. And like, oh, now I got you now. So it's -5 and -4. But if you had it the other way, it looked very weird, right? You're like, I don't know what's going on here, sir. It's kind of hard to see, right? So then I would just zoom in. And then I'm able just to click here and click there. So -5 and a -4. -5 and a -4. Right here. -5 and -4. So 20 is C. So just be careful when it's asking for the roots or the x-intercepts, or be careful when they throw that curveball at you and they want you to solve for the y. Like, oh, the y-intercept, we got to go look on the nether at the other axis, right? So just be careful. That's the only tricky part for today's assignment. Thanks for watching this video. Y'all take it easy. Later.